Your dashboard has dozens of metrics and you review them every single week. Revenue, traffic, impressions, engagement rate, click-through rate, cost per click, ROAS, conversion rate, the list goes on. And you're still confused about what to do next. Do you know why? Most of those metrics do not change your decisions. They just make your slides look busy. They feel productive, but they do not tell you what to fix. As a marketer with 22 years of experience, I can tell you that the best marketers use fewer metrics. In this video, I'll break down this letter G in my signal framework, and G stands for gears. Are your metrics aligned to decisions, or they are just about decorating your slides? If a metric does not change what you do tomorrow, it's useless. Regardless of the industry or size of business, here is what I see constantly. Marketing teams drowning in data. That dashboard would have 30, 40, 50 metrics, beautiful visualizations, real-time updates. And when I ask them, what does this tell you to do differently? There's silence. Pay attention to this. Most metrics are vanity metrics. They make you feel like you're measuring something, but they don't tell you what action to take. Impressions are up by 40%. Great. Now what? Your engagement rate is 3.2%. Compared to what? What does that tell you to change? Let's say your traffic grew 25% last month, but did your revenue follow the same growth? The issue is not lack of data. The problem is lack of clarity about which data actually matters. Most businesses are measuring activity. They're not measuring outcomes or systems. And that's what the letter G in my signal framework addresses. Gears are the metrics that move the machine. If they're not aligned to decisions, you're just watching numbers change without understanding why or what to do about it. What do I mean by decision metrics? A decision metric is a number, when it changes, tells you specifically what to do next. Here is an example. A vanity metric is, say, traffic is up 30%. Same way, a decision metric. Traffic is up 30%, but conversion rate dropped from 3% to 2.1%. Maybe we were attracting the wrong audience. See the difference? The second one tells you what's broken and what to look into. Here's another example. We got 50,000 impressions this week. Now that's a vanity metric. A decision metric would say something like this. Your cost per lead increased from $42 to say $68 in the past 2 weeks. We have a creative fatigue or our audience is saturating. The decision metric gives you a specific problem to solve. Vanity metrics tell you what happened, but decision metrics tell you why it happened and what to solve. Here is the critical part. Decision metrics are tied to your system. They measure how well the machine is running and not just the output. To understand which metrics actually matter, you need to know the 3 types. Most businesses track all 3, but they confuse which is which. Let me break it down for you. Outcome metrics tell you if you're winning or losing. Some examples of these metrics are revenue, the number of customers you acquired, your overall customer acquisition cost, or your monthly recurring revenue. You need these metrics because they tell you if the business is healthy. But sometimes they do not tell you how to win or what's broken or what to optimize. If your revenue is flat, outcome metrics just confirm the problem. They do not diagnose it. Vanity metrics make you feel good but do not change decisions. As I said earlier, some examples of vanity metrics are impressions, page views, email open rates, engagement rate, or maybe social media followers. A lot of businesses track them because they're easy to move and they feel productive. But these metrics are dangerous. You can have amazing vanity metrics and still have terrible business results. I've seen businesses with millions of impressions but zero revenue growth. Vanity metrics are activity metrics. These are not progress metrics. Now, talking about the third type of metric, which are the decision metrics. And these tell you what's working, what's broken, and what to do next. Some examples of these metrics are conversion rate by stage, your lead response time, drop-off rate at each stage of the funnel, your blended customer acquisition cost, incrementality, cohort retention, and contribution margin per customer. Why do you need these metrics? Because they are tied to your system. They tell you which part of the machine is working and which part is broken. Do you know why most companies do not track these metrics? Because they are harder to measure. They require instrumentation and they force you to confront uncomfortable truths. But these are the only metrics that actually improve your performance. Let me tell you about a company I audited recently. This was a Series B SaaS company, about $12 million in revenue, growing but not as fast as they wanted. Their marketing leader brought me in to help them optimize their funnel. The first thing I asked them is to show me their marketing dashboard. They pulled it up. It was a beautifully designed dashboard with 40 to 50 metrics. I looked at it about 30 seconds and asked them which of these actually changed the decision you made last month. And the marketing leader told me that they look at all of them. But when I asked them which actually caused you to do something different, I did not get an answer. And this is what I found. They were tracking the total website traffic, impression on paid ads, CTRs, cost per click, landing page views, form submissions, MQLs, SQLs, opportunities, closed deals, revenue. This was a comprehensive list of metrics they were tracking. But they were not tracking conversion rate from the visit to form submission. They were not tracking the time between the form submission and the sales contact. They were not tracking the conversion rate by lead source. And also they were not tracking drop-off rate at each stage of the funnel. So they knew their outcomes like total revenue, total MQLs. They knew the vanity, traffic, impressions, clicks, but they had no visibility into the system. And when I asked them why is conversion rate declining, they did not have an answer for it because they were not measuring the gears. So we rebuilt the dashboard and removed 35 of the 48 to 50 metrics. And we added these metrics. Conversion rate from visit to sign up by source. The lead response time. How fast sales contacted new leads. The conversion rate from lead to opportunity and by source. The average time in each funnel stage, the drop-off rate at each stage of the funnel, the blended customer acquisition cost, not by channel, but total blended CAC, the contribution margin per customer, and the cohort retention at 30, 60, and 90 days. Now, when something changed, they knew exactly what to do. If the conversion rate from visit to sign up dropped, they knew that they had to check the traffic source quality. And if the lead response time increased from, let's say, 2 hours to 8 hours, they knew they had a sales capacity issue. What if there was a drop-off spike between opportunity and closed deals? They knew that there was a pricing objection or the sales process breakdown. Within 60 days, they identified and fixed 3 major leaks in their funnel, and their revenue growth went from 15% to 35% over the next 2 quarters. Now, we are talking about the same team, the same budget, but different metrics. So how do you know which metrics to track? Here is my framework to help you do that. Before you pick metrics, you need to understand your system. What is the customer journey and what are the stages? For most businesses, this sounds like awareness to visit, visit to lead, lead to opportunity, opportunity to customer, and customer to repeat customer. Map your journey and be specific to your business. At each transition, ask yourself this question: what causes someone to move forward or drop off? And that's what you measure. For example, if you're looking at visit to lead stage of the funnel, what causes someone to sign up versus leave the funnel? And the metric here is the conversion rate from visit to sign up by source. If you look at the lead to opportunity, ask yourself, what causes a lead to engage versus going cold? And here you measure lead response time and engagement rate. If you're looking at opportunity to the customer stage, ask yourself what causes someone to buy versus walk away. You measure the conversion rate and the average sales cycle length here. Don't choose a lot of metrics. You just need a few metrics that cover your efficiency, That means how well is each stage of the funnel converting. Conversion rates by stage. Velocity, how fast are people moving through the funnel? You need time and stage, lead response time. Are you attracting the right people? You need source level metrics and cohort retention. And finally, are you profitable? Look at your CAC, contribution margin, and payback period. For every metric in your dashboard, complete the sentence. I'll put it over here. If this metric changes, we will do this. For example, if lead response time increases above 4 hours, we'll add sales capacity or implement lead routing automation. Here is another example. If my conversion rate from visit to sign up drops below 2.5%, we will audit the traffic sources for quality. If the CAC increases by more than 15%, we will pause the lowest performing channels and reallocate budget. If you cannot complete that sentence for a metric, delete it from the dashboard. It's just a lot of noise and distraction. Every week, check if the system is running as expected. Are any gears slowing down? And on a monthly basis, do a deep dive. Why did this change and what patterns are emerging? The goal here is not to track everything. It's to track the right things, the gears that move the machine. Here is what I want you to remember. More metrics do not make you smarter. They actually make you slower. A lot of dashboards I see are full of vanity metrics that feel good but do not change decisions. The best marketers track fewer metrics, but the right ones. Metrics that are tied to the system, that tell you what's working, what's broken, and what to fix. Metrics that reduce confusion instead of adding to it. If a metric does not change your decision, it's just adding business to your slides. And if your dashboard has a lot of metrics, you don't have clarity. Metrics should reduce confusion. If you want to build a dashboard with metrics that actually matter, I've put together a template called the Decision Metrics Dashboard. It includes the metric most businesses should track, and it's organized by efficiency, velocity, quality, and economics. And there are formulas that you can plug and play. I'll put the link in the description below. Have a beautiful day.